Hello guys, today we have a video of the unique scooter that Engwe has, with the model name S6. When I saw it, I said this will be interesting. A scooter with 700 watts of acceleration, battery at 48 volts, 15.6 amps. This is about 750 watts of capacity. Range about 60 km and 10 by 6.5 inch tubeless tires. The price of this scooter is 600 euros with free shipping to European countries. So I asked the company to send me the scooter for review, and as always Engwe sent the scooter without any hesitation and from the next day. I was impressed by the innovative steering wheel neck mechanism with a double lock. It gave me a sense of safety. The handlebars are not from the best out there. They are playing a lot. But the good thing is that they can fold. The disaster came when I got on the scooter. I was completely disappointed. I found that the suspension was almost dead. The front was very hard and the rear was absolutely dead. Only the seat suspension worked on the scooter. Really, I was expecting something better from the Engwe. About the rear suspensions, the problem is that the brackets that hold the suspension are too tight and don't allow the suspension to move. The strongest point on this scooter is the white deco, which is very comfortable when a rider is on it. The deco cover is very light and it is made from aluminum alloy. Inside we see the battery, which is protected around by pads to avoid hitting the walls. The controller wires, as you can see, they are thrown inside the deck, and they have a drop of silicone on each connector for IP66 waterproofing. Yes, it seems that some workers got very bored. The battery pack specification are 48 volts system, 50.6 amps and 750 watts of capacity. The battery box, as you can see, is very well insulated by silicone. As I said before, the deco array is huge. This means that we can do a lot of modification to this particular scooter, from a bigger controller to an endless battery. The controller, as you can see, is not from the best out there. It is typical Chinese cheap controller, which working at 18 amps. As you see, the controller is filled with silicone. This, as you understand, has advantage and disadvantage. The advantage is that it's very difficult to water get inside, and the disadvantage is that in case we want to make any modification to the controller, we simply cannot do. For example, this controller does not have ABS brake, which for me is very important. It seems that the issue of hard suspension can be solved easily. Because the springs inside the suspension are too thick and hard, we can find on the internet air suspensions that are softer and with proper mechanism. Now it is time to open the hub motor. As always, so far all Engwe motors which we have opened, they are from very good quality. As you can see, the coils are very well wound and stretched. Of course, the problem that will be seen over time. We cannot say anything for sure by just opening the motor, but we can say that it is very qualitatively made. The first thing when we open the box is to see if the circuit has balance mode. Unfortunately, as you can see, the transistors with the low resistors are missing, so probably this battery likely will need balancing after some time. As you can see, all batteries are balanced perfectly. Next step is diagnose the battery. Here you can see that the battery showed excellent results. The capacity after a diagnosis shows us that it is more than that is written on the label. Next step is to check the balance of the batteries when they are completely empty. The small voltage differences you see are reasonable. This happens to all batteries when they are almost empty. It is important to have the absolute balance when the batteries are at 100% charged. After that, we must charge the battery again to 100% and again check the balance. There all the batteries should have exactly the same voltages. The balance shows us that the battery is from good quality cells. Now let's talk about the conclusion which I draw from the scooter. First I will start with the disadvantages, which are for me personally. The first and the biggest disadvantage is the hard suspensions. Second disadvantage is that the battery does not have balance mode on the circuit. The good thing is that with 50-60 euros we can simply change the suspension with softer ones and also change the protection board to be a mesh board. Now let's talk about the advantages. The first and the biggest one is the huge deco that can fit a huge battery with more serious control. Second is that this particular scooter has trafficator lights. Third, very smart and beefy folding mechanism on the steering and the seat. 4. Very good autonomy, which is around 60 km. 5. Maximum speeds around 40 km. And the last one, the powerful motor at 600 watt rated. So, that is for today guys, and see you in the next video.